Hi there guys, and welcome, City Camera, to another Train Sim 2021 video. Today we're on the East Coast Mainline South in a HST, but with a bit of a twist. So let's get started and we can show you what it's all about. So this is 1 November 02, the 0730 to London King's Cross, from London King's Cross to Newcastle. This scenario is available over on AlanThompsonSim.com. It is by Mr. Dreamliner himself, Josh. He's a lovely, lovely fellow. Does some amazingly good scenarios. Also works with Matt Carroll on the WTT packs. So you always know you're going to get something of decent quality with this. This is one of his freeware scenarios, which is lovely. Good morning, driver. After suffering a traction motor blowout whilst working 1 Echo 1-1 the previous day, 91-112-1102 was subsequently taken out of service due to stock availability being low at the time. GNR have hired in one of Midland Mainline's Project Rio HST sets to cover a diagram. Since coming down from Bounds Green as 5 November 02, you now pick up the set at King's Cross as main driver for 1 November 02 to Newcastle as far as Peterborough. You'll firstly call at Stevenage before arriving in Peterborough a little after 8:15, as this service is booked to be pathed as an in-city 225 set. Timing's a little tight, so make sure to be on your best game. Enjoy. I actually did the scenario the other night on stream, and I got into King's Cross into Peterborough at 19 minutes past, so I was a few minutes down, but not majorly bad. I'm going to drive this as realistically possible. We have DSD on, everything like that. From you guys can see, we have controller cam on. I know it's not positioned the best because I've just had a bit of a sort out, but I'm using the door control panel from ATS and TS controllers that's available now on Alan Thompson Sim. I'm using the AWS button. Again, this is available now on AlanThompsonSim.com by TS controllers as well. And I'm also using the power brake controller. I have the ball handle on, so we're like an HST, so the ball's on today for this one. This hopefully should be available by the end of February. Please don't quote us on that one because of the way the new lockdowns are. Things are now slowed up again, but we are aiming to get this out before the end of February. Another note, I cannot tell you the price. The reason I cannot tell you the price is that the prices are fluctuating ridiculously at the moment. Import costs, everything like that have changed, so I can't even tell you a rough price. Asking, emailing, contacting the website isn't going to get you an answer either, so please just do bear with us on that one. Right, that rubbish out the way, let's get going. He says as he presses F1 to get rid of it when he hasn't unpaused it. So we want the master key on, and we want to get into neutral. Cancel AWS. I'm also using the DSD button, but I've got it set up as a pedal, so it's just a button, but it's on my wall, so I can hit it with my foot. So those off. You on today are ETS is already on at the rear end, so we are good to go. Doors are open. The black you see on this is just some electrical tape to hold it to my bracket for now. Until I'm in the new shed, I haven't got my. There'll be a permanent fixture for it in the new shed, but until then, it's just taped on just to help me keep it in place at the minute. Right, King's Cross. Oh, in my era as well. Project Rio sets. This is Rio Prince. Project Rio was something Midland Mainline did 2003, 2004, when they were doing the West Coast Mainline upgrade stuff. They ran from St Pancras to Manchester. I think the Strategic Rail Authority asked them to do it. And the reason they're Project Rio is because at the time Rio Ferdinand had just crossed the Pennines in a £30 million deal. So it was named after the footballer. Which, if you're into that sort of thing, is quite cool. 317s in wagon livery as well. Lovely. So nice that with the 317 pack, the 317s have just fitted in the East Coast Mainline scenarios. It's like they were never not there. I find that really cool. I find that really, really cool. So we're going to try to keep the time as much as possible. I'm going to try and drive as realistically as possible, but you know what that's like with me. Probably isn't going to happen. It isn't going to happen very well. There will be speeding. We will hopefully not spad, but I'm sure there will be some speeding at some point. I'm also really rubbish at stopping at Stevenage, so I'm going to be keeping my eye out When I did it on stream, I only remembered because I had somebody in the chat come down and say, remember, this is your last little blast of speed before Stevenage. So I was like, right, yeah, Stevenage. Because I think you get about 3 miles south of Stevenage where it goes to 125, isn't it? And then my braking point should be full service, well, step 4 or 5 at the second to last, the penultimate signal, and then I should glide into Stevenage quite nicely. But we will see. We will see. As we all know, route learning is not my strong point. So I've got screens going all over the place at the minute. Of course, the SEP's just been announced officially. Now we can talk about it from Armstrong Powerhouse. So my messages are going mad, absolutely mad. It's all a bit crazy, but it is looking stunning, absolutely stunning. I will, of course, have a video out for that as soon as it releases. Right, come on, I'm itching now. I want to see if I can beat my time from yesterday. Come on. There we go. Doors are closed. We're going to go into forward. Let the guard know that we've got his doodah. We're in a Valenta, so I want extra clag. Panicking there that was my signal. There was like, no, it's not. I know it's not. Now, when I say speeding, right, please remember that there is realistically a little bit of leeway either way. In real life, I know it used to be in BR days 3 mile an hour plus or minus. I don't know what it is these days. That was just due to calibration of speedometers. I don't think anybody's going to be pulled up for being just over, just like a mile an hour over or under. I'm sure modern calibration methods are a lot better, so therefore they're probably a lot more reliable than the older ones. Oh! What's the rear one? Rio Pathfinder. We shouldn't really have to come out of step 5 now until we're at 80. All being well. Might even make it to the 90 without coming out of step 5. You never know. Let me get the heater on in here a little bit. Get a bit chilly. Yeah, I think we'll easily get tonight. We'll easily not have to come off till after the 90. .365. I've just realised I haven't got my DSD on it either, so that is now active. I said I'd put it on, it is on. We might even not have to take power off until after 95. Look at that. 313 sneaking out of Finsbury Park there. And SE livery. Yeah, we should be fine until well after the 95. So the DSD DVD box is very similar to this. There's a video coming up for them. Very similar to the AWS plunger. Slightly different button and a different feel on the button. That's actually because I sit on a recliner, it's actually on the wall. So I'm just tapping that button with my foot. So the controller cam's slightly off at the minute, because I've moved the chair while I've been fiddling about. So the way the power brake controller is working with the HST is the lower 5 notches, so my power notches, so from what would essentially be 0 to notch 5 are my power notches on this. It doesn't do the brake if I go the opposite way, so I can go right up to the front there, it will not brake, and it won't. That's not a feature we're going to be putting in, but it works as just my power at the moment. I'm still using my brake as still on my keyboard. And you'll notice that my master key is actually in the reverse position on this. That's part of the software at the minute. That's just the final software tweaks are being done as we speak. Some locos and units, we just need to make sure that everything's set the right way round and final calibration stuff, basically. There's no way we're going to keep to exact time, because of course the timings are wrong for this type of traction, but we're going to do our absolute best. I'm going to try and beat my record of yesterday. I think it was to get it 8:19 something, I think. Beautiful seeing some GNER stuff though. it's scenarios of this era for the East Coast Main Line that I really, really like, because now we literally have everything stock-wise that's of AP quality. The 313, 321, HST 91, 317. That was the last piece in the puzzle, really, wasn't it? 365s. Nowadays we need the 700 and 717, which I know there's a couple of people working on a 700. Mr. TFL is doing it with, I think, is it Great British Rail Works, I think he's doing it with now. And there's also some other bits and pieces coming, so hopefully we'll have a modern day, like a right bang up to date, because we've of course got the Azuma as well. Oh, I can update you a little bit about the Azuma project. The Azuma project is going well. We've got a few issues regarding the latest lockdown that's holding us up a little bit, but we're hoping it shouldn't hold us up too much, to be fair. It is a pain because it means that getting source for anything, especially route-wise, is now just not really happening. It's bit us in the bum a little bit with a few bits and pieces, but we're managing to cope at the minute. We're managing to cope at the minute. Yes. 12 car and an 8 car 365 set we've had now. Lovely. Trying to keep right up with my speed here. Again, Stevenage part shouldn't be too bad timing wise between a 91 and an HST. Slightly slower, but I can't imagine it being dramatically slower. Watch I don't go up to speed too much on this gradient. No, we're fine, we're good. Sheffield! Many an hour spent on those platforms, waiting for trains home. It's not a station I enjoy. It's not bad. If you like trains, it's quite nice to see them coming through in that, but I think even when you like trains, there's certain stations that you've been stuck at or had to wait at for ages that still give you that feeling of dread. Which is kind of weird if you think about it. Because if you like stations and you like trains and you like that sort of thing, there'll definitely still be that odd one you don't like though. Let me know in the comments actually what stations are yours. It'd be interesting to see if the same ones keep cropping up or if it's like slightly different ones. I bet it'll be a few that will be the same. Trying to think of any like truly bad stations is quite difficult, but there'll be some. Right, 6.5 miles. Sorry, I will keep looking to my left. It's a really bad habit. But the iPad's there and it's flashing up, so what I'm going to do is turn that around. Then I won't get distracted. About 4.5 miles south of Stevenage. You can do 125. There we go. Tunnel after the viaduct. See if that sticks in my head for more than about 10 seconds. I doubt it. Oh God, I've done it again. Nearly missed my signal there. See, that was... I was thinking I was all good. That's the catering staff can have a go at me. Look, full service. Probably went a bit too heavy on the brakes there, look. Aim for between 20, well, aim for around 20 hitting the platform ramp. What are we getting at? Oh, not even a minute late so far. That's not even late, that. .49.06 and we got in at 50 seconds late. We won't make that up, but we might be able to keep it around that. If I get under 4 minutes, I'll be happy. And as we're in a rush, and as we know HST drivers did do, we'll do a notch 5 pull away, just for that noise. Timing that. I forgot I had DSD on. I wasn't even looking up at the top for the visual warning. Another purple and white 313 combo. Nice. Right, and that's us 50 odd, well, 48 miles to Peterborough now at 125. It's quite nice being back on the East Coast. I've done loads of the West Coast stuff recently, and I've got like next video. Well, next video should have been a West Coast mainline. Might even still be a West Coast mainline video, but there'll also be, of course, the set video. But the next two are West Coast mainline. One West Coast mainline South, one West Coast mainline missing link. The last video was West Coast mainline missing link. So whilst I try and aim to give you guys a lot of variety, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. But I'm sure with the imminent release of the AP SEP that we're going to see, 411 SEP, you're going to see a lot of Southern in the next couple of weeks. So and when I say Southern, I just mean south of London. Because there'll be what? PDL, Chatham main lines, all of that jazz, won't there? London to Brighton. I've actually got to do some proper reading up on the actual SEP, the SEP itself. It's not a unit I'm massively familiar with, where it operated and stuff. I've been brushing up on the manual for it. This is just the 400 series to generate 400 series, but I've got an actual 411 manual, so I'm going to have a look through that as well. Going to try and keep on the ball with the whistle boards as well. There's a fair few on this section. Up towards sort of Sandy way. Biggleswade and Sandy is loads. And then between Huntingdon and Peterborough there's quite a lot as well. And there was the first one. So I'll just explain again, because some will ask. You can see that I can now, so there's my, so that's in notch 3, 2, 1, 0. So that's in 0, and then I've got notch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But because there's 7 notches in the power section, the last 2 don't do anything. So if you see me this moving and it not responding on the sim, it's because of that. Because it'll only work for the first 5 notches. I'll just explain for those of you that don't know as well. You currently see I'm doing 125 miles an hour, but it still says I'm speeding. Train sim can't cope with just 125. Still thinks you're speeding. It's one of train sim's things we have to live with. I think it's if you're over 125.5 it does it. I don't know if notch 3 is going to hold us. It's holding us alright, 125, that'll do. Just flip the 3 notch. Yeah, there we go, down from 4. More beautiful GNER HST 91 sets there. God, if I can get in at 8:18.05, I'll be a happy, happy man. Taking all my concentration. I've been really pleased to see the next version of the East Coast Mainline merge out. That will also have Matt, who's been redoing over all the overhead line, has also been doing some small little upgrades to this section of the route, which would be nice to have in. It's got some quite drastically bits that are so updated it wise a bit scenery trackside and sort of some of the like not so distant scenery, so it's got like the wind farms in it and stuff that are missing just in between Biggleswade and Sandy. Biggleswade and Sandy, or is it Sandy and St Neots? Sandy and St Neots, I think it is. There are no plans at the moment, as far as I'm aware, for us to put like the new bridge in at the A14 and to remove the bridge that goes over the A14 bridge that goes over Huntingdon Station. That may happen in a future update. I don't know. We've got to draw the line at a time scale somewhere with it. So it's passing the power station, then we go on to a down. Ah, GLR HST as well. Claggy. This is now going alongside the River Ouse. (1807) RETA. Come on now, come on now. Paxton, if I remember right. Little Paxton, Great Paxton. One of the two. There was a big fire at this industrial estate once that was on the left there. So that's coming into the wonderful Dumpington. I can say that, I lived here for long enough. So this bridge is now near enough gone, I think. This big one above us now. And I think they're actually building a new access road to the station. From what I can work out, it comes sort of where the cow fields are in that way. 1810 now. Final stretch, but this stretch is one of the slower stretches. Because we've got like the 105, 100, and then I can't remember. It's 115, 105. And this is probably where this time especially was when I would have been seeing. Used to come and camp up here quite often. Conington sidings. And sort of Abbots Ripley and all that way, up this way. Back in the day. When the Hull Trains 170s, they were what I remember vividly seeing and being really, really pleased I'd seen one. And the church that always looks abandoned. It'd be quite often that if I was heading up to Peterborough from Huntingdon back in the day, it would have been for a night out. And quite often, if any of you know Faithless the band, by this point we'd be quite inebriated and all start singing God's a DJ from that point. There's Coddington Simons. Used to quite often get quite an 08 and some spoil wagons, engineer liveries 31s in there. I mean, even late 90s. Now usually I wouldn't have, even if I'd come down to 100 there, I wouldn't even bother trying to accelerate again, but I'm going to put a bit of power on just to try and claw back every couple of seconds I can. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. Come on, lose that 1 mile an hour. Don't make me brake. Don't make me brake. Could also really do with going to the toilet right about now as well. So there's double sort of whammy to get me into Peterborough as quick as possible. Not long in though, 4 miles now. $18.17. I probably could have been a bit faster. In fact, I definitely could have been a bit faster. I could have done some later braking at Stevenage. And I could have been quicker on the acceleration, I think. Let's just use this gradient to our advantage, lose some speed up here. But we are cutting this a bit fine for that 30, I'm not going to lie. $18.40. Come on, make it in under 19 and I'll be a happy, happy man. Do a little bit of late firm braking, I think, at Peterborough. Let's just not let it bite me in the bum because it's going to be that's a red. Come on, come on. Into full service, doors are open. 18.33, I'd give that. Yes! Beat my last time. Not very often I get like that with things, but when I set a challenge like that, I quite liked it. It's a really nice scenario actually, a really good run. You do your bit stopping at Stevenage, you also get to sort of rag it as hard as you possibly can, which is always a nice thing. Let me try and get a nice change for an East Coast run driver. The rest of today's diagram, we'll see the visit Bradford. We'll see it visit Bradford later on in the afternoon after coming back from Newcastle on 1 Alpha 26. It'll be interesting to see what your colleagues think of the exotic Rio in the staff mess room scenario complete. Alright, and guys, thank you ever so much for joining me for that lovely, lovely video. You will get another video tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to alanthomsonsim.com for all your latest and greatest train sim needs. Also join us over on Twitch. At the moment, it's working out Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Really good atmosphere over on there. Please do note it is much more adult than the videos. It is definitely a pub style atmosphere. If you don't like pub chat and that sort of banter, not your place. But if you do and you're missing the pub and you're missing talking to people about trains and all sorts of other things, heading over to Twitch, join us there. All right, guys, once again, thanks ever so much. Catch us next time.